Shila also means precepts. When the Buddha entered Nirvana, Ananda asked the Buddha one of these questions, which is, when the Buddha was in the world, we had the Buddha as our teacher. After the Buddha enters Nirvana, who do we take to be our teacher? The Buddha answered Ananda's question, saying, monastic disciples should take the precepts as their master. The precepts talk about avoiding all evil and doing every good, which is to stop evil and prevent wrongdoing. So Shakyamuni Buddha taught about the Shila Paramita. Precepts are most critical. Number 1. Earlier we said giving is the foremost important issue in cultivation. Now we say keeping the precepts is. This is also a most important topic in cultivation. Some people are wondering, how come there are so many firsts? There are no seconds in the Buddha Dharma. All are number 1. No matter which Dharma it is the foremost. Someone once asked me, out of the 84,000 practices of the Buddha Dharma, which is number 1? Which is the most lofty, the most wonderful? Guess how I responded? I said, the Buddha Dharma contains 84,000 kinds of Dharmas, creating 84,000 number ones, none of which is number 2. Why did I say this? The 84,000 practices are antidotes for curing living beings' 84,000 problems. Each being has his or her problem. The practice that cures his habit is number 1. For example, all the medicines include some that cure headaches, some cure pain in the throat, some cure pain in the eyes, some cure pain in the ears, toothaches, pain of the nose, and the rest of the body parts. Which medicine is number 1? It would be wrong to say the medication for curing a headache is number 1 and the medication for curing pain in the eyes is number 2. Take medicine for curing a headache if that is what you have. That medication is number 1. You have problems with your eyes, take medicine to cure the eye disease, then that medication is number 1. For example, we have greed, hatred, and delusion. By understanding the Buddha Dharma and curing your greed, the Buddha Dharma which cured your greed is number 1. By understanding the Buddha Dharma and curing your hatred, then that Buddha Dharma which killed your hatred is number 1. By understanding the Buddha Dharma and curing your delusion, then that Buddha Dharma which cured your delusion is number 1. Living beings have 84,000 habits, so the Buddha spoke 84,000 dharmas to cure those 84,000 habits. Whatever can cure your illness is number 1. Whichever ones fail are not number 1s. So there are 84,000 first places among the 84,000 dharmas. The Vada Sutra says the dharma is equal and level without high or low. Since there is neither high nor low, I say the 84,000 dharmas are all number 1. Is that not the Buddha Dharma? I lecture the sutras differently than others. Other people lecture and will definitely explain the do no evil as not doing all or many evils. They will not explain it as a one evil. But since I do not know numbers, there are too many to count, I don't know which is which. I figured since I can't catch up, I might as well turn around and head back, meet up from another direction. For example, this person is a fast runner, so I will turn whenever he turns. I can never catch up by chasing after him. But if I turn around and wait for him at the other end, I meet up with him. See, this is the way I lecture the sutras too, since there are so many numbers that I cannot figure out how many exactly. I will just talk about one. Not only do I understand this term, even children understand. This is how I lecture the Dharmas. The Shila Paramita. Shila means keeping the precepts. There are so many people who keep the precepts whom I can talk about, but I will talk about one. Who is he? Vinaya Master Tao Hsuan. Vinaya Master Tao Hsuan was foremost in keeping the precepts in China and had achieved the highest level of understanding in the Vinaya. Due to the way he upheld the precepts, he moved the heavenly beings to bring him food. He did not eat food in the human realm, but ate food in the heavens offered by the heavenly beings. Everyone knows that among the Chinese patriarchs, only Vinaya Master Tao Hsuan received offerings from heavenly beings. The Vinaya talks specifically about the principles of the outer marks of the precepts, the precept Dharma and comportment, the 3,000 comportments and 80,000 fine conducts. Where did these 3,000 comportments come from? They came from the 4 great comportments of walking, standing, sitting, and lying down. Walking with dignified decorum, sit with dignified decorum, stand with dignified decorum, and recline with dignified decorum. Walk like a breeze, stand like a pine, sit like a bell, and recline like a bow. Walk like a breeze. This breeze is not a typhoon or a gale. If you walk like you're running, then you have turned into a gale. If not a typhoon, do not do that. Walk by like a light breeze that does not even stir up waves in the water. The light breeze is slow and does not blow over water and create waves. Stand like a pine. Stand as straight as a pine tree. Don't shake back your neck and look lethargic or sleepy. Stand with your chest out and back straight. Looking down at the ground when you walk is like looking at the house. Do not walk with your head too high up either. Let it be natural but straight. This is standing among the 4 great comportments. Also, don't look around when you walk, glancing front and back, looking left and right. The police will think this person must want to steal or crack someone's door open. They will pay attention to you, so don't glance about. Sit like a bell, recline like a bow. Recline like a bow with the right hand palm your chin and the left on the side of your hip. This is an auspicious posture for reclining. Curl your legs slightly like a bow. There are 250 rules of comportment for each type of major comportments: walking, standing, sitting, and lying down. There are 250 for walking, 250 for sitting, 250 for lying down, and 250 for standing. These are very detailed, so there are as many as 250 for each type. See, it's not so easy. Add 250 for each type together makes a total of 1,000. There are 3 sets of 1,000. 1,000 for the past, 1,000 for the present, and 1,000 for the future. These are the 3,000 rules of comportments. Since Vinaya Master Tao Hsuan kept the precepts strictly and are replete with 3,000 forms of comportment and 80,000 minor conducts, which so moved the heavenly beings that they brought him food. When he cultivated, he did not speak or laugh casually. You had to speak to him according to the rules of the Vinaya for him to respond. If you did not, he would not speak. He did not laugh easily, but he did not cry, get angry, or pour either. He was just natural all the time. He was not in any particular state of joy, anger, sadness, or happiness. What kind of person does not have any joy, anger, sadness, or happiness? A wooden person, a wooden sculpture has no joy, anger, sadness, or happiness. He was not happy or upset. He did not cry or delight. But before joy, anger, sadness, or happiness develops, that is just the middle way. People who keep the precepts keep to the middle way in every action and every move. Vinaya Master Hsuan kept to the middle way, so heavenly beings, including Lu Xuan Chang, were so moved that they brought him offerings every day at noon. Despite such heavenly offerings, he maintained one meal a day. Vinaya Master Hsuan cultivated at Mount Chongnan, a seemingly continuous mountain range linked to the Himalayas. I hear that Mount Chongnan in China has many seasoned cultivators who cultivated and became enlightened there. There are many wolves and tigers there too, but they do not obstruct monastic cultivators. In fact, they act as supporters of the Dharma. Vinaya Master Hsuan cultivated there, living in a straw hut while heavenly beings presented him with offerings. At that time, Dharma Master Kuei-chi had false thoughts. What was it? He said, I have tried all the most delicious foods in the human realm, whether vegetarian or not. I have tried them all, but I have not tried food from the heavens. Vinaya Master Hsuan has heavenly beings bringing him offerings. Let me go there for lunch. For this reason, he went to Mount Chongnan to see Vinaya Master Hsuan. Dharma Master Kuei-chi has a national master too. He was a very intelligent disciple of Dharma Master Xuan Zang of the Consciousness Only School. At that time, 800 or 900 monks translated sutras together. He was a key player. In any case, he went there early for lunch, since Vinaya Master Hsuan only eats lunch. But he waited and waited. Lunchtime, afternoon, evening, no one offered any food. Both Vinaya Master Hsuan and Dharma Master Kuei-chi did not have any food to eat. Dharma Master Kuei-chi loved to eat excellent food, so he could not tolerate going without food for a day. This was no small distress. You say heavenly beings offer you food every day. How come there is nothing now that I am here? Did you brag? Did you lie? Vinaya Master Hsuan said, say what you will. You may say I lie, but I know whether I lie or not. Dharma Master Kuei-chi said he lied, but he did not argue back. Dharma Master Kuei-chi waited until nightfall, so he spent the night at the straw hut because it got to be too dark to walk. So there was a fat monk and a skinny monk. The fat monk was the Dharma Master Kuei-chi, and the skinny monk was the Vinaya Master Hsuan. Although Vinaya Master Hsuan ate heavenly offerings daily, he was not fat. Although Dharma Master Kuei-chi did not eat heavenly offerings every day, he was very fat. He enjoyed eating, so he was always telling the cook to think up some excellent dishes. Dharma Master Kuei-chi did not meditate or investigate dhyana, but fell on the bed and slept. As soon as he fell asleep, he was snoring thunderously. Vinaya Master Hsuan meditated and did not snore. Dharma Master Kuei-chi lied there and snored in his sleep. Vinaya Master Hsuan was so disturbed that he could not enter samadhi. So he was picking lice off of his body. Mount Chongnan is very cold, so cultivators have lice from not showering too often. As the lice beat him, he picked the lice off of him because he kept the precepts. He did not dare to kill, so he slowly placed the lice on the ground. There was no light and nothing happened. Dharma Master Kuei-chi fell asleep too, so he did not know at all. Vinaya Master Taozuan continued to meditate. The next morning, Vinaya Master Taozuan told Dharma Master Kuei-chi, "Hey, how come you do not cultivate at all? You don't meditate, you don't do any practice. You lie down and sleep at night, snoring loudly and talking in your sleep. I could not meditate or enter samadhi." Dharma Master Kuei-chi said, "You say I have no cultivation, but I think you don't. You say heavenly beings bring you offerings, but since I have been here, I have not seen any heavenly being. Last night, instead of doing your practice, you were picking lice. You picked 2 lice. If you had pinched them dead, then never mind, but you placed them on the ground. One fell down and died, and the other broke your 2 legs. The dead louse went to King Yama to sue you. King Yama was planning to send some ghosts over to capture you for questioning, but I spoke on your behalf. I told him that you are a cultivator and hoped that King Yama will forgive you. I told those 2 lies to find their next birth. This is how you were saved from the troubles. And you actually tell me that I disturbed you, preventing you from cultivating. I think you have no cultivation whatsoever." Vinaya Master Taozuan thought, how did he know about 2 lies being thrown on the ground? There were no lies on or anything. How did he know? He did not dare to argue because he keeps the precept, so he did not speak to people casually. He simply remained patient with what other people say about him. He did not argue back or defend. Later, Dharma Master Kuei-chi said, "I'm leaving. You're just pretending to cultivate here. I'm not going to wait for lunch today." By noon, heavenly being Lu Xuanchang brought offerings to Vinaya Master Taozuan. Vinaya Master Taozuan, somewhat unhappy, said, "Why did you not bring any food yesterday?" Lu Xuanchang immediately knelt down and said, "Vinaya Master, it's not that I did not make offerings yesterday, but when I did, I could not enter your hut. More than a dozen miles radius around this hut shone with a golden light that was so bright, I could not open my eyes. I could not see the roads in front of me. I asked the local earth Bodhisattva, how come the golden light was so bright up ahead that I could not proceed? The local earth Bodhisattva said, someone in the hut is a Bodhisattva in the flesh, a living Bodhisattva. I circled around a few times yesterday and could not come in, so I could not bring you offerings. Please forgive me." Vinaya Master Taozuan thought, no wonder Dharma Master Kuei-chi is a national master whom even the emperor believes in. He is a Bodhisattva in the flesh. He did not dare to look down on Dharma Master Kuei-chi anymore, so we cannot fathom the state of Bodhisattvas. The sound of Shanti Paramita. We have talked about 2 of the paramitas among the 6 paramitas and the myriad conducts in the Buddha Dharma. There are 4 more. The third is Shanti, which is Sanskrit for patience. There is patience with production, patience with the Dharma, and patience with the non-production of Dharma, something extremely wondrous and filled with joy. If you certify to the patience of non-production of Dharma, then you have really tasted the Dharma, really understood the wonder and the inconceivability of the Buddha Dharma. By being patient, you can reach paramita. By being impatient, you cannot reach paramita. The sound of Viriya Paramita. Viriya is also Sanskrit, which means vigor. Some people misunderstand vigor as being diligent with non-Buddhist practices. Actually, those who really understand vigor are diligent with the Buddha Dharma. Diligent with non-Buddhist practices is merely about cultivating useless ascetic practices. There were many heretics in India. One practice that sought answer outside of themselves, externalist practice, was that they ate grass instead of rice, keeping the cows' precepts, imitating cows. Another externalist practice was to imitate dogs and keep the precepts of dogs. These externalists will not do what dogs refuse to do. They will reject any food dogs reject. They only eat what dogs eat. These are the cows and dogs' precepts. There is another externalist practice of sleeping in the pile of ash. The human body is already unclean, but these externalists pile lots of dust on their bodies and cultivate in the dust. Another externalist practice is to sleep on a bed of nails to show that these externalists can tolerate pain and practice asceticism. These are examples of externalists' useless ascetic practices. They think they are very diligent, but it is actually a deviant form of knowledge and view. It is not proper knowledge and proper view. This kind of diligence is useless. Be vigorous in the area of good Dharma rather than evil Dharma. Being diligent with evil Dharma is to go against the way. Diligent in doing good Dharma, such as bowing to the Buddhas, reciting the sutras, bowing in repentance, reciting the Buddha's name, are about being diligent with the body. Then there is being diligent with the mind. What does it mean by being diligent with the mind? Always cultivate in thought after thought, never forgetting to cultivate the paramita of vigor, but always forget your fatigue. Cultivating the Buddha Dharma truly, that way you will not feel tired or hungry. You will not be bothered by anything that is not according with the Dharma. Why? You are diligent, so you do not have any of these negative feelings. If you are not diligent, then you will experience problems. You will feel tired and lethargic. You figure you might as well go to sleep. This is not vigor. Vigor is primarily based on what you do, such as cultivating the path of goodness at all times and places. That would be the paramita of vigor. Last summer, when I lectured on the Shuragama Sutra, I explained a 4-line gatha. Every monk and nun should remember this 4-line gatha. When the Buddha was in the world, monastics recited this 4-line gatha every day. They did not forget it at any time. I said this specifically during the summer break. I even think lay people should memorize it, not to mention how monastics should not forget it. This 4-line gatha is: guard the mouth and gather in thoughts, make no bodily transgressions, never distress a sentient being, stay far removed from unuseful asceticism. Practitioners like these save the world. Guard the mouth and gather in thoughts, make no bodily transgressions. Do not speak casually or gossip. Watch over the mouth to prevent it from talking about this being good and that being bad, this being delicious and that being bad tasting. Gather in thoughts means to pour in all those thoughts so that they do not run left to right. Make no bodily transgressions means not violating any precepts with the body. Always remind oneself that one is a left-home person. Do not violate the rules. Never distress a sentient being. Do not bother or disturb by sentient being. Sentient beings include not only humans, but even animals. It is wrong to make any of them upset. Monastics should not distress any sentient beings. Stay far removed from unuseful asceticism. Stay farther away from unbeneficial ascetic practices, but do the 12 Dhutanga practices. Avoid those unhelpful practices that do not accord with the Buddha Dharma. Do not study from heretics who dare say that they will become Buddhas in this lifetime. Cultivating according to the Buddha Dharma. Do not observe the precepts of cows and dogs. Why would people do that? Externalists do these bitter practices that are so difficult. They open their heavenly eye. When they open up their heavenly eye, they see a dog dies, then enters the heavens. So they imitate dogs by keeping prohibitions that dogs do. Some other externalists see cows do that and imitate cows and keep the prohibitions that cows do. These externalists in India were short on wisdom. Although they cultivated various ascetic practices, none of these practices are helpful. So stay far removed from unuseful asceticism. Practitioners like this save the world. People who cultivate like this can save the world, teaching and transforming living beings. There is no such thing as being vigorous about vigor. Vigor is a Dharma explained to us ordinary people. In fact, the 6 paramitas are on vigor and not vigor. Giving, keeping precepts, and being patient require physical vigor. Being in Dhyana Samadhi and developing prana require mental vigor. In essence, there is no separate category in vigor. Vigor becomes a part of other paramitas such as prana, etc. Giving more, you are vigorous with giving. Keeping to the precepts closely, you are vigorous with the precepts. Being patient more, you are vigorous in patience. Being ever more vigorous, you are vigorous in vigor. Meditating non-stop, you are vigorous in Dhyana Samadhi. Cultivating prana, you are vigorous in wisdom. Studying the prana dharmas, you are vigorous in prana. There is no vigor to vigor. It in and of itself does not do anything. So not being attached to being vigorous is having real vigor. Attached to how you are vigorous in this and that, claiming that your vigor is without bounds, that your vigor applies to all 6 paramitas, then you are not truly vigorous. Truly understand the Buddha Dharma, and there is essentially nothing. There is something when you do not understand. Once you understand, there is nothing. You say, I do not have anything now. I am not diligent either. Not being diligent is also nothing. This is different from really understand the Buddha Dharma, and there is not even real diligence. Why? It is because you are not attached. If you do not understand the Buddha Dharma and continue to be attached to your diligence, then there is no diligence. Since you really do not understand the Buddha Dharma, you basically do not know what is diligence, not to mention being diligent. This is why you do not understand the Buddha Dharma. If you really do understand, you still have to let it go. You still do not understand the Buddha Dharma if you do not let it go. This makes people break all attachments to marks, thus becoming attached to nothing. Attached, you do not understand the Buddha Dharma. This is vigor.